Da, 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 da. Hello, everyone. Well, everyone that's here. Which, as far as I know, I don't know. Because I can't see my screen. Oh, trying to situate here. Okay. There's also... Oh, there we go. It was taking me a long time to get to this window. Of course, the music that I'm listening to is kind of loud for me right now, so... Ads are going, so I guess I'll just go to the Be Right Back screen anyway. Wherever it is. There it is. Yeah. Da, 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 da. And Mike was muted for that introduction, wasn't it? Probably. Ooh. I have changed the scale of the window. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and turn the music down a little bit more. But Random Studios has done a series of tests that essentially delve into your personal psychology. And they've come up with some really interesting things. I've got, I think, most of my saves on my second channel. But we're going to be playing this newer one, because we've already done the Test Trilogy, and we've done the Secrets of the Soul. But now we're going to get into this one, Reality Check. So, as I said, let's see what we can learn. My microphone looks like it's really low. Is it okay? Sounds okay. I had to turn the music down a little bit more, because I want to make sure you guys can hear it, because they also release soundtracks for the games, and that's been really great music. And of course, the cat cam is live, although the kitten looks like she's asleep. But remember this experience is not for those easily offended. This experience offers many things you may not wish to hear, and simply may not be able to handle. Player discretion is advised. This experience uses an autosave feature that will save your session periodically. If your session comes to an end abruptly for any reason, you may continue your session from the title screen. Think hard before locking in your choices, and take the time to analyze your answers before making a decision. If you make a mistake or decide to change your mind later, there is no going back, and your answer will be locked in for the session. This is intentional, and you have been advised. They want you to be honest in answering these questions. Humanity is the only disease that can cure itself. You haphazardly place one foot in front of the other and wander aimlessly through the void. Inside of the inside. You twist and tumble and fall through the twisting abyss until your essence is scattered beyond the unknown. The voice of reason. Oh, hello there. I guess since you've arrived, we should jump right into things. You've been here before. You know exactly what this is. If you're new, then behold. I'm about to ask you a fuckload of overly personal questions, and you're going to provide me with very simple answers using absolutely no context whatsoever, other than the context your mind creates for itself. I may ask you questions that feel very similar to those previous, or perhaps they could appear to be the same question, but worded in a slightly different way. Think carefully before answering each and every question. Sometimes our mind will pick up on subtle differences that could change your answer entirely, or shed light on a new perspective. By the end of this, the goal is to walk away from this experience feeling as though you've gained something. But maybe you won't. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't see the future. Either way, you're going to take away whatever you wish to take away from this experience, and that might be positive, and it may not. With that being said, I should be able to get a pretty decent understanding of you as a person, as long as you're 100% honest with all of your answers. If you lie about anything, you're only hurting yourself here, so make yourself comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is not an experience for the sensitive. This is not an experience for deafened ears and closed minds. This is an opportunity for growth, and growth only comes from discomfort. How does it work, you might be wondering? Fucking magic, I guess. No, really though. I'm going to tell you a bunch of shit that your mind probably already knows, but perhaps rests at the back of your consciousness, rather than the ever-so-useful forefront, where you may access it on a regular basis. Hopefully you'll find this experience useful in some way, but if you don't, then just remember, you get what you pay for, and it doesn't appear that I'm getting paid by the hour to put up with your bullshit. If this resonates with you, then great. If it doesn't, and you feel like your time would be better spent elsewhere, then I'm sure I'll read your annoying blog about it. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Here come the basic bitch questions to start with. We'll begin the process now. Do you believe you're living up to your full potential? No. Do you feel content with where you are in life? Are you satisfied with how you spend your free time? Do you often reflect on your purpose? Do you feel in control of your emotions? Are you comfortable with change? Do you seek approval from others more than you'd like? Do you believe your life has meaning? Are you quick to forgive yourself? Do you prioritize your own needs regularly? Are you happy with your current relationships? Do you believe in second chances? Are you afraid of being alone? Do you dwell on past mistakes? Do you find it easy to open up to others? Do you think you have a healthy work-life balance? Are you proud of your accomplishments? Do you set goals for yourself regularly? Do you feel like you have a clear life direction? Do you believe in fate? Do you value honesty above all in others? Do you feel comfortable expressing your emotions? Are you a good listener? Do you forgive easily? Are you driven by fear of failure? Do you like to take risks? Do you ever value peace over excitement? Do you prioritize self-improvement? Are you kind to yourself in your thoughts? Do you prefer stability over spontaneity? Do you believe everyone deserves a second chance? Do you find it easy to ask for help? Do you ever question your beliefs? Are you afraid of making big changes? Do you feel a sense of community? Are you comfortable with vulnerability? Do you believe you deserve happiness? Do you keep most of your thoughts private? Unless I'm playing one of these games. Do you reflect on your dreams and goals often? Are you patient with yourself? Do you feel fulfilled in your career? Do you feel grateful every day? Do you feel empathy for others easily? Are you able to let go of past hurts? Do you hold yourself to high standards? Do you believe people can truly change? Are you happy with your level of self-discipline? Do you feel you have purpose in life? Do you trust your intuition? Are you open to new perspectives? Alright, I think we're done with these ones for now. It's about time we move on to questions with a bit more substance. Don't be afraid to answer honestly here. Questions are only going to get more personal and in-depth as we go down this step. Deep, dark hole. There. Let me try that one again. Don't be afraid to answer honestly here. Questions are only going to get more personal and in-depth as we go down this deep, dark rabbit hole of a subconscious. Let's not waste any time. Here we go. Do you feel that you're truly seen and understood by those closest to you? Are you at peace with choices you've made that change the course of your life? Do you believe you'd healed from painful experiences in your past? Do you genuinely love yourself beyond your accomplishments and appearance? Are you willing to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself? Do you feel you're doing enough to make a difference in the world? When you make mistakes, do you treat yourself with the same compassion you show to others? Are you happy with the way you manage your time each day? Do you feel your relationships bring out the best in you? Have you allowed yourself to dream big without fearing failure? Do you believe you're worthy of unconditional love? Are you proud of the way you respond to challenges? Do you trust yourself to make difficult decisions? Are you honest with yourself about the habits that hold you back? Do you feel inspired by the life you're building for yourself? Are you willing to risk vulnerability to build closer connections? Do you allow yourself to feel a full range of emotions without shame? Do you think it's possible to live without regrets? Do you find joy in the small, everyday moments of life? Are you afraid of expressing your deepest dreams to others? Have you accepted aspects of yourself that you once struggled to embrace? Are you open to challenging your mind when presented with new perspectives? Do you feel a deep sense of gratitude for where you are in life? Are you able to recognize when you're pushing yourself too hard? Do you seek external validation more often than you wish you did? Have you forgiven those who may have hurt you deeply? Do you have a clear sense of what happiness means to you personally? Are you content with the memories you're creating in your life? Do you often regret things you didn't say or do? Are you more critical of yourself than others are of you? Do you take time to celebrate your progress, no matter how small? Are you willing to let go of relationships that no longer serve you? Do you feel that your life aligns with your core values? Do you allow yourself to be fully present with the people you love? Honestly, I don't feel like I do. Are you living a life that reflects what's most important to you? No. To believe that your current life path will lead you to fulfillment. Are you willing to take risks to pursue your dreams, even if they seem impractical? Have you forgiven yourself for times you may have hurt others? Do you make choices that honor your true needs, not just your wants? Are you satisfied with the way you express love to those around you? Do you feel secure enough to be your authentic self, even if others disapprove? Are you able to recognize when something is no longer good for you? Do you trust yourself to make the changes you know you need? Are you willing to move forward without closure in situations that lack it? Do you feel that you are on a journey of growth and learning? Are you able to recognize when you are self-sabotaging? Do you find it easy to accept compliments and praise? No. Do you make an effort to understand and forgive yourself for your weaknesses? Are you willing to set boundaries, even if it disappoints others? Do you believe you deserve a life filled with love, joy, and peace? Interesting. I think I'm picking up what you are putting down, homie. I believe I've already got a pretty good idea of what we're working with here. I just want to ask you one last set of questions to make sure we're completely locked in before I give my analysis. You can expect the same kind of questions as before, but with a bit more meat on the bone, if you will. Let's dive right in. Do you hide parts of yourself from others because you fear they wouldn't accept the real you? Is there something from your past you still think about, but pretend you don't? Do you truly believe you're deserving of the things you long for? Have you ever hurt someone you loved simply because you were hurting yourself? Probably. Are you afraid of what might surface if you allowed yourself to be completely alone with your thoughts? Do you ever feel like you're faking happiness to avoid burdening others? Is there a part of you that still feels undeserving of love? Have you ever sabotaged something good in your life out of fear it might end? Do you cling to certain relationships because you're afraid of what life might look like without them? Are you avoiding any truths about yourself because they're too painful to confront? Do you ever worry that, deep down, you're not as good a person as you want to be? Is there something you want to say to someone but feel you never could? Do you stay busy to avoid reflecting on things you'd rather not face? Do you find yourself envying people who seem more confident or at peace? Have you ever felt completely and utterly alone? Is there something you wish you could change about yourself, but don't know how? Do you feel like a different person with different people? And does that make you feel inauthentic? Are you still angry about something from your past that you can't let go of? Do you believe that if people knew your deepest insecurities, they would judge you? Have you ever stayed in a situation that hurt you just because it was familiar? Do you hold on to resentment because it's easier than confronting your pain? Are there parts of your identity you've compromised for the sake of others' acceptance? Do you compare yourself to others and feel like you fall short? Have you ever resented someone else's happiness or success? Are there things about yourself that you hide, even from the people closest to you? Do you feel like you rely on validation from others to feel good about yourself? Have you ever put others' needs before your own to the point where it hurt you? Is there a memory you try to suppress because it still brings you shame and regrets? Do you ever feel that you have to earn the love and care of others? Are you afraid to ask for what you really want, fearing it might push people away? Do you sometimes feel like you're living a life you don't recognize or want? Is there a part of your personality you're ashamed of or try to hide? Do you avoid certain people or places because they bring up difficult memories? Have you made decisions that made you unhappy because you wanted to please others? Are you afraid that who you are isn't enough for people you love? Do you stay silent about things that truly matter to you to keep the peace? Have you ever settled for less than you deserved because it felt safe? Do you feel resentment towards someone and haven't told them how you truly feel? Do you struggle to accept praise because you don't believe it's truly deserved? Is there a relationship in your life that drains you emotionally, but you feel guilty letting it go of? Do you feel like you need to pretend to be strong, even when you're not? Are you afraid of letting people see you struggle? Do you sometimes feel ashamed of the things you dream about or wish for? Have you held onto a grudge because it feels like your only power in a painful situation? Do you feel you're living a life more focused on survival than fulfillment? Is there someone you feel you need to forgive, but you can't bring yourself to do it? Do you ever fear that your deepest fears or insecurities might be true? Are you afraid that the life you're living isn't truly your own? Have you ever wished you could start over completely and become someone else? Do you worry that you're not leaving the kind of legacy you want to be remembered by? Alright, I think we're done here. After learning so much about you based on the answers you've provided, I can guarantee you one thing, and one thing only. I am about to drop some truth bombs on you, whether you like what I have to say or not. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Open your mind, heart, and soul, and listen well. My analysis is as follows. Listen, I've been watching you from the sidelines, watching you wrestle with this unshakable loneliness, wondering if you'll ever feel whole again. It's like you're standing in the middle of a burning building, trying to convince yourself you're not really on fire. I know you feel like a fraud, like maybe all you are is a collection of broken promises and half-hearted attempts at being who everyone else expects you to be. Sometimes you can't even look at yourself in the mirror without feeling that cold wave of shame wash over you. But you need to hear this. You are not defined by the moments you regret. Yeah, you've got your fair share of skeletons in your closets, times you wish you could erase. But guess what? Every single person you meet is dragging around their own baggage, terrified somebody's gonna open it up and see all the mess inside. You've got this notion in your head that you're too broken to be worth loving, or too screwed up to find your way. That's bullshit. Those jagged edges you're so afraid to show, that's what make you real. They're proof you've lived, proof you've survived, proof that you can weather the worst storms life throws at you. And let's talk about your fear of never being enough. You keep punishing yourself every time you fall short of your own impossible standards. You replay every mistake like it's a highlight reel of your failures, but you gloss over the everyday victories that prove your strength. You feed the negative voices in your head, and then wonder why they're so damn loud. Look, I'm not here to give you some fluffy lecture about how everything is going to be sunshine and roses if you just think positive. Real growth is messy, it's painful, and sometimes it feels like 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. But guess what? It's still growth. Every stumble is part of the journey. You can't keep living under the weight of what other people did to you or what you did to yourself in the past. Let me say it straight. You owe it to yourself to let go, to let those wounds breathe, to accept that not every story can be fixed with an apology. Sometimes you learn to live with the scars and create something beautiful out of them. I won't lie, it's gonna hurt before it gets better. You'll have to confront truth about yourself that you've been avoiding. But in doing so, you'll finally start to see just how brave you really are. You'll realize that courage isn't about never feeling fear. It's about pushing forward even when your heart's pounding out of your chest. Think about all the times you thought you couldn't survive the hurt, and yet here you are. Battered maybe, but definitely not broken. There's a fire in you that refuses to go out, no matter how many times life tries to snuff it. That fire is your resilience, your soul's unwavering cry of, I am still here. So yes, you've got regrets. Yes, you've felt abandoned and betrayed. Yes, you've fucked up more times than you'd like to admit. Welcome to the human condition. But let me tell you something. In the grand scheme of life, those cracks in your armor, they're where the light shines through the brightest. I want you to promise yourself something right here, right now. Refuse to let your past define your future. Throw out that old narrative that says you're stuck, that you're unworthy, that you're a lost cause. It's time to write a new chapter where you start believing in your own capacity for change, for growth, and for love. One day you're going to look back on this chapter of your life and realize it was a turning point. The moment you decided your worth wasn't up for debate. The moment you stood up and said, to hell with my doubts, I deserve joy, I deserve peace, and I'm going to find it no matter what. And guess what? You deserve it. Every last drop of happiness that life has to offer. You've got a heart that beats with incredible strength, and you have so much more left to give to yourself, to the people who truly care for you, and to the world that needs your unique brand of resilience. Don't you dare think of this as where your story ends. You're alive and kicking for a reason. Keep going, keep healing, keep fighting. Because as broken as you might feel right now, there's a beautiful transformation happening beneath the surface. You might not see it yet, but trust me, it's there. And when you finally step forward with your head held high, you'll see You're not defined by the battles you've lost, but by the battles you've refused to run away from. That grit, that spirit, that's who you really are. I am proud of you. I believe in you. And no matter what doubts are screaming in your mind, you're worthy of every bit of love and happiness coming your way. Please don't forget that. Ever. One more thing. Your gifted word is compassion. Hang on to this word. It will make sense by the end of this session. Whether you agree with my words or not, just know that my analysis is only half the journey, and perhaps not even the most meaningful part of the journey as a whole. The question that you ask yourself in life is far more often more telling than the answers. The journey is often more rewarding than the destination, and the person who understands you better than anyone ever could is you. I hope this experience helps you moving forward, and I hope you are able to see the positive and use it to your advantage. You are on your own from here, and your destiny rests in your incredibly capable hands. Thank you so much for taking time to play the test, reality check. We really hope you enjoyed your experience. Much like many of our other experiences, this game can be replayed in the future to get a different result. Feel free to play again and revisit the test after time has passed, and see what fantastic things await you. As we do for all our games, we would like to offer you an opportunity to be chosen as a character in our future games. We'd also like to do something very unique and special with the gifted word you've been given that's different from our previous projects, so keep reading. Many of the characters you see in our games are actually the names of players, or names chosen by players from previous titles. If you wish to be part of an upcoming title and have your name selected to be in a future game, please leave a comment for us with your gifted word included. But that's not all. We will also be selecting players, new and old, based on their gifted words to be part of something really special that we're working on, completely separate from naming characters. Participation is completely optional. If you do not wish to be in a game or choose the name of a character appear in a future title, then simply leave your gifted word out of your comments and we will not select you. We read each and every comment we get on our titles, so none are missed. We also use these comments to help develop future titles, such as our big project Chasing Demons, which you can now wishlist on Steam. If you're new to our titles, then just know that each person is given a word unique to them from each of our games, which they will then be able to combine in Chasing Demons to create custom-tailored gaming experience specific to each individual. Which means that what appears in your playthrough of Chasing Demons may not appear in your friend's experience when they play the game, ensuring that each player gets their own unique version of the game. Once again, thank you so much for all your support, and we hope to see you again in the next one. Until next time, treat each other with kindness, stay positive, and always remember, it might be stormy for now, but it can't rain forever. But you see what I mean by Random Studios doing psychological games. Honestly, they have reached out to me at least twice for character names. Because I've played the entire test series. But since I don't really have anything else to do for now, except perhaps advertise Random Studios' other properties, I can't think of a reason to really raid out, because I don't think anyone ever showed up in my stream. Nope, it is just me. But, again, this will be on my YouTube channel with all the other test games I've played. So you can see what the rest are like there. These are going to be at the Wolf Storyteller Gaming channel. And, well, I'll go ahead and say goodnight. I have to let that credits run, because, yeah.
In the quiet of the evening, where shadows softly play, a fairy tale wolf sheds his skin, gently drifting away.
See you
With a
tomorrow
twinkle in his eye
Beyond
and a heart
Baker Street
full of
and
dreams,
the Rivals of Sherlock
he
Holmes.
waits for the Friday night glow, where the magic redeems. Oh, the wolf in the moonlight, he's found his true call, reading tales of wonder for one and for all. In a world of stars dancing, his spirit takes flight, with stories of beauty under the starlit night. He picks up a book, the pages worn and wise, every line a whisper under the vast skies, from far off lands where the wild things roam, to enchanted forests where the heart finds home. Oh, the wolf in the moonlight, he's found his true call, reading tales of wonder for one and for all. In a world of stars dancing, his spirit takes flight, with stories of beauty under the starlit night. With every word he reads, he casts a spell of peace, transporting all who